Okay, good evening and welcome to the Village Board of Trustees Workshop Meeting. Today is Monday, April 26th. It is now 7 p.m. May I ask you all to stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And as we always do, let us remain standing for a moment of silence. And it's been a tragic week here in the village of Suffern. It is with heavy heart that we offer our prayers to the families of those involved in Saturday morning's tragic accident. The village of Suffern shares in the grief and pain that is felt by the friends and families of the young people involved in this tragic accident. Also, let us offer our thoughts and prayers to Trustee Joe Meegan-Corrigan and her family on the passing of her father today. May he rest in peace.
Wow.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to conduct a roll call vote. Trustee Alpert.
Present.
Trustee Barone.
Present.
Trustee Meegan-Corrigan is absent, excused. Trustee Sauberman.
Present.
Thank you. And as I stated, I'm here and the village clerk is also here. Miss Amy Paffenroth. Okay, the upcoming meetings, a special meeting of the village board is scheduled for Thursday, April 29th at 7 p.m. to adopt the 2021-2022 fiscal budget. A regular meeting is scheduled for Monday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. And we did have a scheduled workshop meeting for Monday, May 31st at 7 p.m., but that is Memorial Day. So we need to change that date. I would make a recommendation for Tuesday, June 1st.
I'm okay with that.
I'll try to be here for that. I work on the Board of Assessment Review at the town of Ramapo on Monday to Thursday evenings. So I'll see what I can work out.
Okay.
I should be all right.
Okay, so we'll schedule that for June 1st at 7 p.m. Thank you. Fire Department, Chief Kaufer.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Just one item on the agenda this evening. It's for the acceptance of two new members, one from the Hook and Ladder and one from the Hose Company. From the Hook and Ladder is a Misael Cortez, and from the Hose Company is a Dominic Lemma.
Can you please forward the names to the village clerk,
Sure,
please?
sure.
So that will be on for Monday's meeting.
Okay,
All right. And then new under 18, over 18,
they're both over 18.
both over 18.
Yes.
Okay, great job on the filming and the backup that Suffern FD stood by, ensuring the safety for the building and the residents and the film crew. You guys did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Chief Loughlin, Suffern Police Chief.
Good evening, board members. All I have this month is an update. So far in the month of April, we responded to approximately 720 calls for service. Additionally, this month, 3 of our newly appointed sergeants are attending the DCJS course in police supervision at the Rockland County Police Academy. The course is mandated for all newly appointed first-line supervisors by the New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services. So we expect them to be completing that course in approximately 2 weeks. The last item that I have for tonight is an update on a grant that we applied for and received some funding through the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services. This grant was designed to provide local law enforcement agencies with funding to offset some of the expenses incurred relating to the implementation of the discovery and bail reform legislation last year. The grant funds were provided by New York State to Rockland County, which then distributes funding to each local police department that applied for and was awarded grant money. We were awarded $6,328. The only caveat to that is it's going to require an intermunicipal agreement to be signed between the county and the village in order for the funds to be dispersed to us. So once I get the intermunicipal agreement, I'll forward a copy of it to the board and also to Rob Magrino. And that's all I have for this month, unless there's any questions or comments.
Thank you,
I think
Chief.
you did a great job. Thanks, Chief. Thanks for following through on that grant and the staff and the police department and providing all of that security during the filming. Once again, a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait here. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Maybe not that one, Mayor. I'll do it for you. Go. You got it.
I'm just trying to get some more light here. All right. Next up, Cathy Mills. Miss Cathy Mills, Culture and Recreation, please.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Village Board.
Evening.
So I'll give most of the update on Monday. From my agenda, what I just want to talk about is this Saturday will be Keep Rockland Beautiful and Arbor Day. So typically we celebrate Keep Rockland Beautiful the day after Arbor Day, and Arbor Day is the last Saturday in April. So we're going to have those two events on Saturday. The Village of Suffern has capped the amount of people that are allowed to Keep Rockland Beautiful. We had such a wonderful turnout that we have capped it at the highest amount that Keep Rockland Beautiful will allow. So everyone that has registered already has gotten an email, and they will be showing up to the community center on Saturday at 9 a.m. And then we will also have the Arbor Day Ceremony at Yorkshire Park. There'll be 3 trees that will be planted, and we will have a ceremony at 10 a.m. So if the board, if you'd like to attend, you'll be able to see people at 9 a.m. at the community center, and then at 10 a.m. up at Yorkshire Park for the Arbor Day Ceremony. A few other events that we have coming up is on June 12th, we have Art and Dine, which was a first-time event and a huge event last year. This year, it's an exciting thing that we're doing. We worked with Suffern High School and middle school students to submit a poster idea for our new event for this year, for our continuing event, but for a new poster. And we had 11 submissions. They were absolutely incredible. We're so proud of all the students that participated. We will pick a final poster this week. And when everyone sees the poster that goes out to the public, it was the work of a Suffern student. So we're really proud to work with them on events like this. The Fishing Derby will be coming up on June 19th. And that, last year we weren't able to do it. This year we'll be able to do it socially distanced over at Foxwood Pond. We work with the Mawa Elks on this event. They're always so great to us. A little change this year. There won't be a barbecue, just because we're trying to have everybody come enjoy the fishing part of it, and then we'll do prizes, and then the event will finish from there. But we're working on working with 4-H this year on having some of their members come in, and they're going to do some teaching and a little fishing clinic. So that's a nice new addition, just trying to get different organizations part of working with us. So those are the three events that I wanted to mention. As we all know, the pool is opening this summer. So our staff has been working diligently on trying to get registration information ready. We're working on getting the application to the health department. The pool is going to get some repairs this year. So we're doing a lot of things to get ready for it. One of the things that I had sent you was the list of guards that we'd like to bring on. We're very fortunate this year that we have a lot of returning students, which are college students. So which means at the end of the summer, they will be leaving us, and we need people to cover for the last couple of weeks of the summer. So the group that you see from the list that I sent were current guards, were previous guards, I should say, and then brand new guards who we'd like to train and to be there and to learn how to run the pool as well. So we're looking forward to it. We really are getting all of our ducks in a row and getting ready for the pool. So people have been calling. I'm hearing that one of the local pools is not opening. So we want to make sure that we have all the information out to the public, and we will get that information through our constant contact. We will get that information out through Facebook, but we will start to get the information out shortly. So we're happy to hear people are looking forward to the pool. We're thrilled to have it open and thrilled to run it this year.
Which pool isn't opening, Kathy?
I heard, and I don't know if this is correct, I heard Bon Air might not be opening this year. So
Okay.
after this weekend, I had a couple of calls on our message
Okay,
asking about the pool and finding out what the Suffern pool was about, because they used to join up there. So
super,
that's what I'm
thank you.
hearing. I can't say that for a fact.
Of
But I'm
course, of
getting a lot
course.
of calls from people from Bon Air trying to find out about the Suffern pool. So
Super.
we welcome all Village of Suffern residents to register for the Suffern pool.
Kathy, can I
Uh,
ask you a couple questions about the fishing derby?
Yes,
What date was it?
it is Saturday, June 19th. I'm sorry, Charles.
And do people like the Keep Rockland Beautiful event? Do they need to register ahead of time? And are we capping the number of participants?
For Keep Rockland Beautiful or for the
No.
fishing derby?
Like for
Oh,
Keep
like that.
Rockland, is it going to run the same as Keep Rockland Beautiful, where you have to register ahead of time and it's capped at a certain number?
We didn't talk about capping out the fishing derby in the past, according to the numbers. We haven't had such a large number that I'd be concerned about that. We can certainly look at that. We can certainly look at registering pre-event. I mean, we're gotten used to the registering part. Would you like us to look at doing that?
I think so too. I agree with you, Charlie. I think so as well. That's a good
We
idea.
can certainly do that. We can certainly do that.
Is
So-
there, is there any way to determine what a safe number would be around Foxwood Pond?
We can probably walk around the pond, see how it would be for 6 feet. Because it'd be the perimeter, so we could certainly do that.
Right.
We'll
I mean,
look at-
obviously, a family can be together. Two
Yeah.
siblings or something like that, but maybe
Right.
the next family should be 6 feet away. That's true.
Yeah, we can certainly look at that. So we'll look at that this week and make sure we come up with some more definitive answers. But again, going through the past, we've never gotten so crowded at the pond, but that's something we can definitely look at this year. Absolutely.
Good idea.
And Charles, any other questions on the Derby?
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay.
Actually, Kathy, can you remind me on the Derby, what age group is it tailored to?
It's
I
up
think
until
my kids
age
have been to it.
12.
They're getting older now, so
Yeah,
they're not
it's-
eligible anymore then.
It's
They're
up
both
to age
children.
12, and
Okay.
that's just because we do the prizes and things, and we try to make it so that it's the younger kids and they're learning about
course.
fishing and doing that. So up to age 12.
I'm glad I asked because my kids are 13 and 14. so
Oh,
they aged
sorry.
out.
They can come with you as your guest.
Understood. Thank you.
That's
You're
June
welcome.
19th, Kathy?
I'm sorry?
That's June 19th, did you say? Saturday?
Yes, the fishing derby is June 19th over at Foxwood Pond.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that is all that I have. Clifford Theater, we are excited to start again, getting back into Clifford Theater. And that typically runs the month of July, right after the 4th of July holiday. And then the last Friday and Saturday in July would be the performances. So we haven't determined, I'm hoping by Monday, by the board meeting, I will have the show, if it's been approved or not, and then I would be able to announce that. Typically, we do ask and tell and give the board the information before we give it to the public, because the director of Clifford Theater likes to announce it to his kids in a fun way. So that, again, I'm trying to get the rights to the play, which has been taking longer than usual, just because people work from remote for the rights to the show. But I'm excited to announce that Clifford Theater is going to go forward, and we're just waiting to determine what the show will be. And that is it. Again, we can go over more information. Mayor, I don't know if you wanted to, on Monday, if we wanted me to announce the names of the guards or how you wanted to handle that. Tonight, I don't think we need to do it.
No, not now. We'll,
Yeah.
let's review it this week.
Yep.
Okay. But thanks to the rec staff once again for the, helping out with filming, outdoor dining, another big event that you guys been instrumental in, the pool opening, the senior meetings, they're going off well.
They are.
That's
Yep.
nice and controlled. The senior citizens are very happy coming back to the community center. And of course the exercise, because everything's running nice and smooth. So thank you and thank the staff.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Mr. Fred Rella.
Good evening, Board. I have 3 items I want to talk about tonight, all relevant to the Community Development Block Grant. Since our last meeting, I did put in for a reimbursement of $61,000 for the Wayne Avenue Sidewalk project, which brings the total amount that we've asked for reimbursement and or received at this point in time of $160,000, and the total grant award is $285,000. So that project's moving along and progressing, and working with Charles and Mike Genito and making sure that paperwork gets put in. So they've been very helpful. The 2019 subrecipient agreement for Parking Lot B repaving project is actually two grant awards. One from 2018 in the amount of $70,250, and then one from 2019 in the amount of $100,000. The County of Rockland has just given us the actual contractual agreement to execute such that we can get the funding and we can proceed. So that agreement is before the mayor for his signature. I did draft up a small resolution. I don't know if Rob Magrino wants us to pass that resolution in order to have it signed, or if we're just going to sign as we've done in the past as well. So.
Mayor, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we have the signature for the subrecipient agreement for both, Fred. That's for 18 and 19.
No, that's just for the 19. Yeah, you've
Just for the-
already signed the one for the 18.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
18 and 19.
But if the resolution needs to be passed, I'd like to get that resolution passed tonight such that I can get the agreement out this week. Is that possible?
Okay, do you have the resolution? I don't have the resolution.
Yeah, Amy should have that. And Rob?
Could he just read it? I have
Okay.
to print it out.
Okay, yeah, can you read it? That's the,
Yeah, it says that the Village of Suffern Board of Trustees agrees to accept and administer the fiscal year 2019 CDBG subrecipient agreement between the County of Rockland and the Village of Suffern. And Edward Markunas, as mayor of the Village of Suffern, is hereby authorized and directed to sign and submit said agreement. The subrecipient agreement is for the Municipal Parking Lot B Improvement CDBG grant in the amount of $100,000.
perfect. Do I have a motion on that?
Motion, Trustee Barone.
Trustee Barone, do I have a second?
Second, trustee Alpert.
Trustee Albert, any further discussion? This is long awaited. We need these 2 grants to repave that Lot B. So great job.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Fred.
Okay, I have one more item, and that's on the 2020 CDBG grant application. March 2nd of 2020, we passed a resolution and decided that we were going to redo the sidewalks, curbs, and driveway aprons on West Maple Avenue in the West Ward. From Ramapo Avenue going westward all the way to the dead end. It's 3 blocks long, approximately 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet on each side, so it'll be 2,000 feet of sidewalk, okay? But what happened with COVID is the application process was stalled, okay? They postponed it. They just opened it up. The application is due on Friday, okay? We're phasing this project into 2 phases. The project is going to be executed all at one time, but due to the amount of money of the project itself, which is $350,000, we have to put in a second application, which will be due in August of this year, okay? So the first application, which we already passed the resolutions and everything for, says that the CDBG grant is for $180,000 and we're going to contribute 10% or $18,000. The second aspect of it is that we're going to put in for $152,000 10% of that, or $15,000, will be contributed by the village. So I just want to make you aware of this. The project is alive again, and we're moving forward with it, and the application will be in no later than this Friday.
Okay, great. Look
Okay.
forward to that also. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. I want to let you know that when Charles and I were out there walking the project last week, we had 3 neighbors come out and thanked us that the sidewalks are finally being replaced over there. They were very happy and ecstatic. I've never had that happen before while walking a project where people actually came out and were very, very, very happy to see us with the wheel measuring it and everything.
Yeah. Very good, very good. And I know a lot of people are going to be happy also when we get that lot B paved.
Yeah.
That's been a long time coming. So great job. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Greg.
Community Foundation, Mr. Bruce Simon, is he on with us?
He's not here.
No, Mayor, he won't be with us tonight. He will give us the full update at the regular meeting.
Okay, thank you. Tree Committee update, Mr. Sawicki or?
Sandy's
No.
here.
Charles Sawicki is here. Charles, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, great, terrific. Okay, well, actually, we had this incorporated into the my agenda for the DPW. What we ended up doing was, based on the recommendation of the tree committee, put together an RFP for a tree risk assessment for village trees. And we had 3 arborists submit bids. And the low bid proposal was submitted by Davy Resource Group, and making the recommendation to issue a purchase order to them in order that we could do upwards of 2,000 trees as part of this this project. So that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if you have any questions.
Okay. No, I'm good.
How much was the 2,000 trees estimate?
So the dollar amount is just under $12,000.
Okay.
All
this
right.
would be, this would be in the current the budget that ends May
Yes.
31st? That's correct.
Yes, that's correct. That's where we're making all effort to expedite.
Sure.
Get
Because the
this
money's there in
approved.
the money's there in the budget.
Right,
this- we're
right.
not
Yeah,
spending.
so we want to
extra
use it.
budget.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and just to clarify, the purchase order at least has to be submitted before May 31st in order for it to be tapped out of this budget.
Perfect. Good work. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Charles, you can, I guess, continue.
Okay, great. Thank you. So next item would be requesting to schedule the MS4 annual public or the public hearing for the annual MS4 report, and making that request for this upcoming Monday, May 3rd. This would have to be advertised prior to the meeting.
You want the public hearing this Monday?
Yes, if possible. I had a brief discussion with Rob Magrino. It looks like we would be able to do that. I don't know.
We have
if
enough
Rob
time?
Pardon me?
Yeah, I spoke with Charles. If he was able to get it advertised, today and into tomorrow, it would be enough time. You really need at least 72 hours, but if he got a week's worth, that would be
Okay.
more than enough.
Excuse me, Rob, the advertisement for that, do you know, I mean, is that journal news advertisement? Because Amy could correct me, but I believe they usually take a couple of days notice to get the ad in.
Yeah, I spoke to Charles this morning. I don't know when he was able to get it in or if he got it in.
Amy, were we able to get that in?
No, I haven't. I think that generally is done by the clerk. So, well, if we can, if the timing allows, certainly we'd like to do it. If not, we'd do it in the June, during the June meeting.
Did you notice that last year from your office, Charles?
The advertisement? No.
Yes.
No, we do a lot of the advertisements, but not that particular one.
Okay, we'll have to work through it tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll speak with Charles and Amy tomorrow, and if we can get it done for Monday, that's the preference because it's due, I think, June 1. Is that right, Charles?
Yes. Yes.
So preferably we get it done before June 1, but we'll talk about it tomorrow and see about putting it on.
Okay.
Okay. The next item would be in regards to the Wayne Avenue Sidewalk project. On that project, there was a line item in the contract for rock, for rock removal, and there was a unit cost of $1,000 per cubic yard. The contractor encountered 12 cubic yards, so that equates to $12,000. So that would be a formal change order. I'd be requesting to ask the mayor to sign. And of course, the discussion with Michael to get the financing along with that. The next item is also in regards to the same project, the Wayne Avenue project. The New York State DOT requires very extensive inspection services during the construction of the project. So it is the projected cost for the remaining part of the project is $15,000. Now, obviously, we may not use all of that, but I like to have that because you need somebody out there every day, and it's a third party inspection service that would be out there on a daily basis. And along with that is a couple of emails back and forth with Michael Genito in regards to if there would be any additional funds needed. And at this time, I don't have a need, but because of the fact that the project was based on unit cost and estimated quantities, the final cost of the project will be different than the contract amount. It's going to be, hopefully it's going to be lower, but potentially could be higher. So we were talking, there was some discussion about incorporating some contingency funds in addition to that. I came up with a number of around 25,000. Obviously, that'd be something that would just have that available to us if we needed it. And so, Michael could talk a little bit further on that.
Yeah, basically, after discussing it with Charles, again, through some emails, we have the $12,000 for the rock removal. We got $15,000 for inspections and another $25,000 for contingency, totaling $52,000. So my recommendation, and I'll prepare it for the meeting on Monday, a resolution to authorize an increase in the project to $52,000 in total. As well, I'll provide for an authorization to transfer $52,000 from the general fund to the capital projects fund, this particular project, and we can take that out of contingency.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right. I think that's it for me. Any questions?
Was there a contingency fund built into the original contract, Charles?
No, I don't believe so. This project is somewhat unique because it does go back to like 2016.
Right.
And I don't believe there was, Michael or Fred might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe we had any contingency built in originally.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I actually had one question, Charles. So you
Yeah.
had mentioned that there was the rock removal that was 1,000 per cubic yard, and that there was 12 cubic yards, so that's 12,000. Was any anticipated before in other words, was zero budgeted for that piece, or was there a certain amount budgeted and then this went over it by 12? I was a little confused. by that.
So this was a separate line item. It was not incorporated in the contract amount. It was as what is characterized as if and where directed. And it was the initial estimate, and it's just a pure estimate, was 5 cubic yards.
Okay,
However, it was not incorporated into the cost of the or built into the cost of the project.
I see.
So the project amount is $378,835. It did not include that line item. It's a separate line item, but we do have a unit cost. So whatever we encountered was based on a cost that was previously established.
But the amount we're getting for a grant, which covers quite a bit of this project, won't include this. Is that correct?
Well, we have a certain amount of monies that we're getting for this from the county in regards to the grant.
Yeah.
Anything over and above that amount would be the responsibility of the village.
I see. Okay. I wasn't sure if there was anything to submit to get a better, return on the grant or anything like that. Wasn't sure.
I don't believe so. Maybe Fred can answer that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
The grant monies are finite. When the cost comes up, we could put in for it if the funds aren't exhausted, but then we'll be not putting in for something later on.
I see.
So, the $285,000 in grant funds, that's a set number.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. And Charles, once again, to the staff, the DPW staff and the street department, with the filming, they did another outstanding job throughout the village during the filming. Thank you. Okay, next up, Mr. Mike Genito.
Yes, good evening again, Mayor and Board. One of the things I have before you was kind of a last-minute item today. We had issued, as you know, 2020B bonds from the Environmental Facilities Corp, or through them, and that was done with a closing date of December 17th, 2020. That is this current fiscal year. When we were preparing the budget for this fiscal year, we had no idea, we could not anticipate when the EFC might close on these bonds. And one of the things that we did do was provide $20,000 in bond anticipation note interest for the EFC, assuming there may be some payment due this year. Well, as it turned out, they did close on the bonds in December, but as part of the requirement of getting those bonds, we had to make our first principal and interest payment in March 2021. So we did have $20,000 in, as I say, that bond anticipation note interest, but we needed additional funding to make up for the balance of the principal and interest on the bonds that we did issue. So before you, you have a resolution to transfer funds from the sewer fund to the debt service fund to make those debt service payments. We actually made the debt service payments. That's a requirement. But this is to amend the budget to provide for that. So,
Okay.
and if you could adopt that tonight, it would be
Yes.
great so that we can process that.
So I have the resolution amending the 2020-2021 sewer fund and debt service fund budgets for EFC 2020B serial bond payments. Do I have a motion?
I'll make such a motion.
Trustee Sauberman, do I have a second?
Second, trustee Barone.
Trustee Barone, any further discussion?
What is the amount? I'm just curious that we're transferring.
The total is $26,993.
Okay. Sounds good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, Mayor, the next thing that we have on the agenda for you is the adoption of the standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and appointed officials. That is the New York State Retirement Form RS 2417-A. And essentially, as for the public especially to know, the retirement system requires anybody that is not on a timekeeping system, that is typically your elected officials and appointed officials. They're usually on salary basis, not an hourly basis. So anybody that is not on a timekeeping system, to keep what's known as a record of activities for a 3-month period of time. And based on that, there's an average work week that is worked out of that, how many hours per week are actually processed. And that, if they wish to be part of the New York State retirement system, is submitted to the retirement system as the credit they would get towards retirement. And so there are a few officials that had to either update or submit those standard work records of activities. And that's what we are here for, is to adopt that for those officials.
You're muted, Mayor.
Yeah, we'll be doing that on Monday evening.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Does anyone have any questions in regards to that? Okay.
And
Thank you.
yeah, Mayor, the last item that we have at the budget workshop or budget meeting that we had this past Monday, the board had talked about a number of adjustments to make, amendments to make at the for the budget, on the tentative budget. And we processed those over the weekend. We processed them, ran them through the system. And in fact, I did receive earlier today confirmation from our assessment clerk that it ran through the assessment system to confirm that the calculations are valid. What I have presented to the board, it doesn't have to be adopted tonight, but what's been presented to the board today is a resolution that would adopt all of those amendments to the tentative budget to then allow you to adopt the second resolution, which is the adoption of the 2021-2022 budget. Given the situation of having to put all of this together, and then actually now the next big step is to publish the document for you and for the public to have it for Thursday. We, again, take all of the information we have and compile it. We proof it, we put it together. We actually do our own publication in PDF so that it can be distributed via email and put on our website. I would highly encourage the village board that they accept these amended changes with no further changes, so that all that work of processing and proofing and, again, double checking with our assessment clerk doesn't have to be redone. And just to give you in a nutshell where we are with those amendments, we end up with a real property tax rate that is 1.8% higher than the current year. That's about $67 a year on the average or median valued home in the village of Suffern. As well, the tax cap, we are now $170,000 below the tax cap. So we're pretty comfortable within that range that we wouldn't, even though I still would adopt a resolution to override it, but we don't have to. And other than that, I believe the budget's in very good shape that way.
Okay, great. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Genito?
Just a thank you is all I have for him tonight.
Very welcome.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for all the questions. As you can remember, I posed you quite a lot during this budget season, and I may have put you on the spot a few times. I certainly didn't mean anything by that. I just sometimes think of questions at the last minute, and I want to thank you for your patience with me. Thank you.
Okay, sure. You're very welcome.
I would like to just make one question to the board, if they would reconsider the second police car for the
Not
Suffern Police Department.
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Anyone else?
No.
No. Trustee Sauberman?
No.
Okay. Okay, I would highly encourage you to reconsider, but I had 3 firm no's, but okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Genito.
Welcome.
Great job as usual. Okay.
So we should probably, do we need to vote on accepting the changes that we've made so far or no?
I think we do that Monday.
On Monday.
Oh, okay. Well, no, Monday's too
This
late.
month.
I'm sorry, Thursday, excuse me,
Okay.
Thursday.
Because he had said, Mike had said something about publishing the tentative as a new tentative, whatever. I'm just asking.
Revised tentative.
Revised tentative, right?
So Thursday. Okay, attorney, Mr. Magrino.
Yes, it's hard to follow Genito when your name is Magrino.
Sorry.
The only thing I have is the Washington Muse site plan. They have to file certain documents, easements, fire lane agreements, things related to the site plan. So they have provided those to us. The last thing we're waiting on is a title report to ensure the easements to the village, but I don't think that's going to be an issue by Monday. So it's really a formality of accepting those documents, and they'll be filed in the Rockland County Clerk's office and returned to the village clerk's office. And then that site plan map will be signed and, appropriate for them to start, applying for building permits.
Okay, great. That sounds great. Thank you. Trustees. We good?
Good right
Good.
now.
Okay, I'm
I just
good.
want to thank, I actually just wanted to take this moment to thank the board for working so diligently on the budget. This budget season, we have really accomplished quite a lot, cutting, in my opinion, a lot of fat out of the budget. And I think it's a pretty good budget for the residents. And that's what's important to me, is to represent and make sure that the taxes don't rise precipitously as they have in some past years. Thank you very much to everyone on the board.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, a motion to enter into an executive session for personnel matters.
I so move.
Trustee Sauberman,
Second, trustee Barone.
trustee Barone. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion. Oh, you know what? I don't know if we have a sign on.
Yeah, I was.
I
just
never
checking
got
my
one.
email.
Yeah,
I didn't get
you
one.
know
I was just
what?
checking my email.
Mayor, if the board has the, I can send it out to you by email if everybody has their email ready.
I'm ready.
Mike,
Okay.
I have the previous phone number and password. Is that okay?
Yes, just don't reveal it publicly, but let me send it out to make sure everybody has the same one.
Okay,
Okay?
All
I'll
right,
send
thank
that
you.
out. You can enter into executive session. We'll pause the recording and
send
Take
it
it from
to the board and Mr. Genito. Mr. Magrino, I'm sorry.
yes, of course, will do.
Once again, thank you.
Everybody mute.
Okay, motion to exit executive session.
Motion, trustee
Motion.
Alpert.
Trustee Alpert, second.
Second, trustee Barone.
Barone. I'm taking the notes, 8:05. Motion to close the meeting.
Motion, trustee Barone.
Trustee Barone, second.
Trustee Alpert.
Trustee Alpert. 8:06. All right, thank you, everyone. We'll
Hold on, you
see.
gotta say all in favor. You didn't vote
Oh,
on
I'm
that.
sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Good. Have a good night, everyone. Motion passes.
Stay.
See you Thursday.
Thursday.
Aye.
Bye.